Do you think successful people became successful by just trying only once? No, every successful person had failures in the past. They failed so many times before they became successful. But the question is, have they ever thought about giving up? No, they never gave up. They kept pushing themselves towards their goals. They tried even harder after they failed and finally became successful. In this video we are going to talk about their failures before becoming successful. Here are a few examples. J.K. Rowling. Before she became the author of the best-selling Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare. She was rejected by 12 publishers before finally getting her first book published. Michael Jordan. Widely considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan was actually cut from his high school basketball team. He used this failure as motivation to work harder and eventually became a 6-time NBA champion. Oprah Winfrey. Before she became a media mogul and one of the most influential women in the world, Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first job as a television news anchor. She was told she was unfit for TV. Steven Spielberg. The legendary filmmaker was rejected from film school multiple times before he started making movies on his own. His first feature film, The Sugar Land Express, was a commercial failure. Albert Einstein. The Nobel Prize-winning physicist struggled in school as a child and was even expelled from school at one point. He didn't speak until he was 4 years old and was considered a slow learner. Walt Disney. The creator of Mickey Mouse and Disneyland was fired from his first job as a newspaper editor because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. He also went bankrupt several times before finally achieving success with his animation studio. Thomas Edison. The inventor of the light bulb and phonograph failed over 1,000 times before finally succeeding in creating a working light bulb. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Vincent van Gogh. The famous painter only sold one painting during his lifetime and struggled with mental illness. He famously cut off his own ear and was committed to a mental institution before his death. Stephen King. The best-selling author of horror novels like Carrie and The Shining was rejected by publishers over 30 times before finally getting his first book published. He famously threw his first manuscript in the trash before his wife rescued it and encouraged him to keep trying. Colonel Sanders. The founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken didn't achieve success until he was in his 60s. He was rejected by over 1,000 restaurants before finally finding a partner to help him franchise his chicken recipe. Steve Jobs. The co-founder of Apple was fired from his own company in 1985 after a power struggle with the board of directors. He went on to found Next Computer and Pixar Animation Studios before returning to Apple in 1997 and leading the company to become one of the most valuable in the world. Beyoncé. The Grammy-winning singer and actress was rejected by several record labels before achieving success with Destiny's Child. She also struggled with depression and anxiety, which she has spoken openly about in interviews. Abraham Lincoln. The 16th President of the United States experienced many failures before achieving success. He lost several elections and failed in business before becoming a successful lawyer and eventually winning the presidency. Henry Ford. The founder of Ford Motor Company experienced several business failures before achieving success with the Model T. He famously said, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently." Serena Williams. The tennis superstar has won 23 Grand Slam singles titles, but she also experienced setbacks and injuries throughout her career. She famously lost to her sister Venus in the 2001 US Open, but went on to become one of the greatest tennis players of all time. We should take example from these people. These examples show that failure is a natural part of the journey to success. It's important to learn from our mistakes and keep pushing forward, even when things get tough. It's important to learn from our failures and use them as motivation to work harder and achieve our goals. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big. To dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. For more interesting videos, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.